All right, you ignorant pigs, put down your crack pipes and your beer bongs. It's time for a game of Hail Caesar. This is actually my third game in Japan, and I originally had this filmed, but I didn't get it out because I accidentally nuked my hard drive, so I got to do it again. So here we are. This battle report is between Romans, Republican Romans, and Germanic tribesmen. The setup of this game is pretty simple. We have some Germanic tribesmen that are paying the Romans taxes. Another tribe moves in, starts putting pressure on the smaller tribe. They call up a favor from the Romans. Hey, if you're not going to protect us from these guys, why are we paying taxes to you? And so the Romans send out forces to help this tribe. A couple of the things that we agreed on in this game is that he would have one large unit. And of course, as you know, a warband unit usually gets clash of 7, 8, or 9, sustained of 6, short range of 2, morale of 5+, and stamina of 6. If you make it a large unit, it goes up by 2 on all of those statistics except for short range. It's +1 short range, and then +1 long range basic if it's a missile unit, and it also goes up on stamina to 8. So they're a little harder to take down. Both of us I had at least one warband. We each had one division on the table, and we agreed to some certain rules. We agreed that cavalry would be drilled and elite. We had the Romans hurling pilum in the first round of combat. We gave each of us one elite infantry unit that we could move around the table. It might have been 2. It's been a second. I actually, if you want a better version of this, just go watch the version on JVC Paint's channel. It's way better. It's actually videotaped. So let's get into this here, and we have our simple setup. As you can see, I got a warband. I've got some Principes and some other kind of Roman soldier, Triarii, Principes and Triarii. I got a unit of skirmishers on my right flank, and then I also have a unit of skirmishers on my left flank. We got a forest. Those are CDs, by the way, which I never would have thought of, but I really like that. They take up a good little chunk of area there. And then you can see the Barbarian deployment as we zoom in here. Big unit right there, drilled and elite. 2 units of standard cavalry, drilled and elite. Regular unit, regular warband. We agreed that each warband would have, I think it was a clash of 8, and that's what we agreed to. Each standard warband, but that bigger one would have some buffed up stats. The clash of 9, making it 11. So when they clash, they're at 11. And then their sustained is actually +2. I forgot about that. But that aside, he's got a unit of skirmishers in this forest. You can see his commander right there, another unit of skirmishers. I decided to leave my cavalry off of the table because, I just didn't know where I was going to put them. I didn't want, I have a good spot right here between the edge of the table and this forest to come out and meet the enemy. We got a road in the center here for a dirt track for dramatic effect, and then there's some other stuff out here, and it's all dependent on orders when it comes down to the single division combat and everything. We each have a commander with a rating of 8, and then it's after every and then he's got a bubble. I think he's got we might have agreed that he had an 18-inch bubble, and everything over 18 inches, you're -1 leadership, and that's usually how me and Hayden play it. So one thing I do remember is that he got unreasonable amounts of movement on his first turn. Nothing happens, he just moves forward. On my first turn, nothing happens, he moves forward. His second turn, he comes in, hits the Principes, double charges them, and I've kind of turned right here to face this unit so I wouldn't get outflanked. He did get a lot of good movement off. As you can see, I brought my cavalry out, and we're having a scrap here in the middle. So the one disadvantage for me is that I have to divide my 7 attacks evenly as these. He's even got these skirmishers down here for support. There's another picture of it right there. And then Oh, if I go back to this last slide, you can see that this is either my turn 2 or my turn 3. I decided to bring my cavalry on and start hurling javelins at these guys and try to get these guys up into the scrum here. So I only have these guys in support. Now, after a turn of combat, we had lost the Principes. They were not long for that world, and then I charged back in a counter assault with the Triarii, and I was successful at finishing off the larger unit and making sure that they were shattered and just off of the table entirely. I kept this unit in combat with them because that's actually their wound marker right there. If we zoom in, that was their wound marker. They weren't really long for this world. I picked up 2 wounds for my trouble here. And I have a different slide. So one problem that I got is that I'm out of position. And this happened on, I think this happened on my turn 3, where I charged in, killed these guys, moved up. If you declare a charge with a formed unit against skirmishers don't take that. They can move away at will. They will not stand against a formed unit. That is a rule in this game. Skirmishers never charge a formed unit or stand for a charge against a formed unit. So let's go to the next slide. And I just want to mention this real quick here. Like I said, we're out of position. I can't really declare a charge. He can't declare a charge on me. I've got some side arcs for that, actually, and how that works. And how charges work in this game is the center of your unit, or your leader point. There's the center of your point. As a matter of fact, you can see it right here in this book illustrated down here, that you've got the leader point of your unit, and if it doesn't move through the unit you want to charge, you can't declare a charge. You can't order the charge. So in theory, if you have enough movement, you could order the charge on something that's farther away, but they're pretty clear on this leader point right here, having to actually initially be through the unit, and that was one of the rules things that I had to line up there. So we go into the next turn. I think this is turn 4. We've lost our other warband. We're taking on the other warband. He was successful in bringing his cavalry over. I was successful in bringing my cavalry up. He's moved his commander over to rally this unit, but they were disordered because I believe that's what happened. We died, and they retreated disordered. And so we're fighting this unit. I brought my commander up to support there, and we have a back and forth against the barbarian horde. And he was successful. And another picture here, he was successful at riding around my flanks. I only got my skirmishers down here somewhere, and that's all I have defending that flank out there. Again, I wanted to use this forest and the other forest initially at the beginning to basically put my line on a diagonal towards his, because he has a lot bigger frontage than I do. My turn comes up. I was successful at charging this unit with both units of cavalry. These guys got out of the way. The skirmishers over here. And we hit into him. We took a little bit of damage for our troubles. We're losing Romans in this unit. As you can see, we've gone from a damage marker of having 2 to 4. We put this unit through that unit. This white dice right here and this white dice right here, after this combat, they retreated disordered. We went into the side of that unit, started having our fight with them, put 2 wounds on there for our troubles. Now, this is the problem. When you're fighting on the side, you're at -1. And when you're disordered, you're also at -1. So about the only thing you could do to this unit was hit it on 6s, because I'm on his flank and he's disordered. And it was just a pretty bad scenario right here for this unit of cavalry after getting caught by the infantry on this retreat. And anyway, the Romans were successful in carrying the day, and there's a picture of my skirmishers chasing off his cavalry, and that's basically how the game ended. I got another picture of it right here. of his disordered markers. Yeah, so this is just about where we called it. We killed this unit. They took 9 wounds for their trouble, and then I would have had another turn to mop up. And when you don't have what happens in a divisional battle when I have 1 division and you have 2 divisions. Let's say you have 5 units. The first person to basically lose 3 of those units loses the game. Skirmishers and light cavalry do not count for that number, but I had lost my Principe and I had lost my my Barbarians. We had counted each unit of 5 cavalry as a standard unit. He had lost his big unit, this unit, and that unit of cavalry right there, which puts him into broken division. And so when you have a broken division, you retire and lose the game there. And so that's just basically how it ended. An outflanking of the Barbarians. Taxpayers are happy. We go home, and this bigger tribe of Barbarians goes home and licks their wounds. We got one more. Nope, we're right back to setup. Yeah, so I just kind of wanted to meet them on a diagonal, and that's where I was at with this one. You can see the entirety of this battle report on JVC Paint's channel. I'll put a link in the description below. But other than that, that's it. Let's come up for a summation. Well, I want to thank JVC Paints for taking me up to Snake Mountain for that game and showing me around Kamigawa in Japan. That was a real treat. I hope to visit Japan real soon again. Don't know what kind of trip I'm going to have, but got it. Like I told James and Josh over there when I was in Japan, it just wouldn't be a trip unless I played a game with some of my Gen X heroes. So yeah, another shout out to Crown of Command, a shout out to JVC Paints, James. Thank you guys. It was a real awesome trip, real awesome opportunity to go out there, see your guys' game setups and everything like that. I wish I had gotten more photos of James's stuff. The problem I had is that he has everything in cases and it was dark. So I couldn't, and I thought because we were on kind of a time frame, like when I got up to his house after work and everything, and we'd settled in and ate dinner. It was kind of pressing on into the later parts of the evening and everything. So the first time I was up there, I went to his house, I wanted to take some pictures, but I didn't want to start getting things out of his case to line it up on his table to take pictures of it because he didn't have it set up. We didn't even have this felt down the first night. The second night, we played our game. We ate dinner, played our game, bullshit for a little while, and I kind of ran into the same problem. I wanted to take some more stills of some of his stuff, but I would have had to take it out of its display cases and lay it out into the light, and I just didn't want to make a bigger mess for him. But maybe next time. I'm sure if I need pictures of anything, he can send it to me. But yeah, just want to thank him for having me out and hosting me, and maybe one day I can host either one of those guys. And until I see you again, keep fighting, keep playing Hail Caesar. And this was, surprisingly enough, my second game of Hail Caesar for the entire year. And I didn't even play true Hail Caesar. I played a game of Hail Caesar using fantasy miniatures and some mix smash rules, and I actually had a blast with that. But it's a good solid rule set here. I have the War Master book upstairs, which is also written by Rick Priestley. I need to study that. I need to read it because I want to learn how to play some War Master. The only problem is I don't want to paint the miniatures. I've still got this one lone Pegasus Knight I've got to finish painting for my War Master stuff. So there's that. But yeah. If I don't see you, keep painting, keep playing, and stay metal, my friends, and we'll see you in the next one.
Even you, puppy dog. Hey, you need to grow a sack!